What's up, guys? Who we got in here tonight? Welcome to my workshop, Fortner's Frontier Leather. Tonight we're gonna make a few of these keychains that are free that go in every package, and then we're gonna make a rifle sling. Hello, welcome. So we just made 5 of these key fobs. These go free in every one of my every package that I ship out. And now we're going to put together a rifle sling to list on the website. So how many people are new here who've never seen me before over at Modern Frontiersman or this channel? So I'm going to set these to the side because those are all going in packages tomorrow to go out as a free gift. I try to send a free gift with every package because I want to put as much value in it in every package as possible. So I'll make those when I have downtime, and I set them to the side, and we use them for packages later on. But we're going to get to designing a rifle sling right now, and have a new product to list on the website for people who want to use them for hunting, for whatever, stick them on their guns, and use them for whatever they use them for. So let's get to going on that now. That's nice, Moose Lizard. That's cool. So this is a water buffalo hide. Cut a straight edge on it, and then we can use the strap cutter to cut out a strap for the actual rifle sling. Most sling swivels are about an inch, so we're going to set the strap cutter to 1-inch strap. Hey, Grit and Grace. No, it's a rifle sling. So just to catch everybody up, see more. Stewart, what's up? LKS 1976. Welcome. We're doing a rifle sling right now. So I just made a batch of the free key fobs that go out in every package. Now, I was talking to Coyote 6 over at the Modern Frontiersman live stream for Patriot Hangout Live tonight, and he was talking about slings, and I used to have slings on Etsy, but they took them down because Etsy doesn't like anything to do with guns, of course. So we're making some new ones to post up on the website. 1 inch wide. Yeah, exactly. So we're doing these 1 inch wide. I know a lot of people want, they think they want those wide slings that are like 3, 4 inches wide. But what I found with those is they like to slide off your shoulder because they're too wide and they don't fit into the, they don't, you know, fit to the contours of your shoulder and everything. So I like to use just a 1 inch strap, and that's it. Now, if somebody just insists that they want a wide one, I do it for them. But I don't like them, and I think just doing this works a lot better because it just fits. You know, it fits into the pocket of your shoulder there, and it hangs on a lot better when you have the rifle slung. So the leather I'm using is it is a water buffalo leather. Same stuff I make the holsters for the Bear Creek Grizzly out of. Got all the adjustment holes. And I better get the maker's mark put in before I forget about it. Got the logo now. Got the edges beveled. So now they're nice and rounded off. I just sweep all that stuff into the floor because I can just sweep it up later off the floor. So yeah, burnished edges matter sometimes. I agree. Sometimes it matters. Sometimes it doesn't. A lot of times with this leather, I don't bother because the grain in this leather is really tight anyway. And I actually have a sling made out of this leather that I never burnished the edges on, and it didn't make a difference. I actually some leather I like it better without the edges being burnished, and this is one of those leathers that's like that. I don't burnish the edges usually on these. Plus, if I don't burnish them and put edge coat on them, it leaves the edges a little bit lighter, which you can't really tell from the video, but it looks kind of not. It looks nice with those lighter colored edges, kind of a more rustic look. And now we need to make a keeper for this, kind of like a belt keeper, but smaller for a rifle sling. Take the piece I cut off, and I'll make that about a 1/2 inch wide. Now we have a 1/2 inch strip, and I just kind of measure that around the entire piece. Then I'll mark it where I want it to go. Punch a hole. Cut it down to size. I like to chop the corners off a little bit. Kind of rounds everything off and makes no sharp edges. Hello, King Amish. So, like with belt keepers, I will just staple these. But with these, since the outside is showing, I'll actually rivet these together. Oh, and with these, with the keepers on these, since they'll move around a lot as you adjust the sling, I like to make sure to bevel these edges so that they don't snag when you're adjusting your sling. So these, I'll stick a little anvil inside of there. Then I throw it on the, on the arbor press. And now we have the keeper. put together. A little rivet, 1 inch wide. So now what I'll do before we start putting the Chicago screws on, I'll go ahead and slide the keeper on. And usually when I make them, I'll just go ahead and set them at the smallest setting. Just easier for shipping. So there, see the keeper. And when it's on the rifle, tighten it up onto the sling keeper. I mean onto the sling swivel. And I like to put this one on the bottom, on the butt of the rifle. So this keeper, if you have it up here, then the keeper could come down and, you know, loosen up and everything. So I always recommend people put this one on the bottom. Now I just gotta find some Chicago screws. So what do y'all want me to use on this one? I'm gonna use the blued gunmetal black ones or brass. What do you think? This is less shiny, a little more tactical. This is a little bit more old-timey looking. A lot of times on more modern like stuff, I will use the gunmetal ones, and then on more historical like Western gun belts, I use brass a lot. Y'all choose. Which one do you want me to use? Which hardware? Black or brass? Use the blued one? Okay. You win, Grace, because you're the only one that said anything. So a lot of times, like if it's something that's not going to come off, like on a belt or something where somebody's probably going to leave it on, or at least leave it on for a long time, I will go ahead and put a dab of leather glue on the Chicago screw before I screw it in. But with these I don't, because people are going to have to adjust these. So I tell people to adjust them and then put some Loctite in them. I just let people do that themselves because they're going to adjust it when they receive it. So there's no point in me doing that because they're just going to unscrew it when they get it anyway. So we do one on this end, on the adjusting end, and then another one on the other end that attaches to the other sling swivel. Out of whack. I have to try to find one that the threads will actually fit together. It's really annoying. No matter where I buy these things from, I've noticed that seems to be an ongoing issue. Like there's inconsistency with the threading. Alright, let's see. Mess up, then I'll show y'all the finished item. So here we go. With the Fortner's Frontier Leather logo stamped in. If you can see it in the camera, I don't know. And there is our sling. Very simple, but very utilitarian. It works really well. Like I said, I prefer a 1-inch sling, very simple 1-inch sling like this, over one of those wide ones that just slip off your shoulder. People do, people will put like a suede backing on them or something so that they grip and they don't slip like that. But I think this just works a lot better. And so this is my standard way of making a sling, unless somebody otherwise. So there's our sling and all of our key fobs, and that's our work for the night. There's other stuff I can make, but I don't know if I want to do it right now. I got orders to see. I finished up five or six orders today. I think I hand delivered one holster to a customer, a local guy. It was the third time I made it because it didn't fit the first time, and then when I made it the second time, I didn't make it quite long enough. So then I made it for a third time again, and then brought it to him, and he was super happy with it. But I'll do that, like if something's not right, I'll keep going until it's right, even if I waste leather doing it. If somebody buys something, then I want them to get what they wanted. So yeah, and then I chalk that up as excuse me, I just chalk that leather up as learning experience and basically leather for like research and development type stuff, So speaking of which, I see my hat sitting up there. I made that hat band on it. I've been thinking about adding hat bands to the website as well. I don't know if those would sell or not, but that's a Scala hat. Been wearing that hat for a long time. And I've been thinking about adding hat bands to the website. Bless you. No, Grace, bless you. Oh, you're talking about because of my sneeze. I don't know if y'all were over at Stewart. I think you were, but Grace wasn't over at Patriot Hangout Live tonight at Modern Frontiersman. And if anybody else is, I'm sure there's people watching right now that are not subscribed and have no idea who I am. But I have another channel which is about preparedness and self-reliance. You could head over there at Modern Frontiersman and subscribe as well. But we did Patriot Hangout Live tonight, and as soon as I started the live stream, I had a glass of wine and I knocked it over and spilled it all over the table. So I had to clean it up, and everything's all sticky and nasty now. Nah, you're good. You're good. We just talked about the possibility of the suspension of habeas corpus, which I think pretty much everybody thought was a terrible idea in the chat, including myself. Thank you, Grace. Thank you for sharing. Everybody who's, like I say, I'm sure of the 6 people that are watching right now, that most of, other than Stuart and Grace, the rest of them are probably not subscribed. You get new people popping in here on the live stream, but yeah, we talked about the suspension of habeas corpus being a terrible idea that will backfire. All the wars that are going on around the world right now. And then we just kind of just chit-chatted the rest of the time. It was about an hour and a half. It's cool. It's cool. Stuart, hat bands are a good idea. Yeah, I think so too. I've thought about doing it for a while. I just never listed them. Don't really know why. Stewart dropped that $20 super chat. That was wicked. You didn't hear anything about that? Oh yeah, yeah. The Trump administration wants to suspend habeas corpus uh, to more easily detain and deport illegal immigrants or something like that. But um, I don't see why you needed to suspend habeas corpus to do that if they're there, um, if you're here illegally. You know, you shouldn't have to do that. Uh, but appreciate your skill. We'll make a purchase soon. Thank you, sir. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I said. It will be used against us. Yeah. Patriot Act. Anybody? You know, like anytime they uh, try to push anything like that, it always ends up bringing tyranny. Um, so yeah, I think that's a terrible idea, and people are gonna, you know, people that are on our side are gonna be cheering for it. My Trump, my president. Yeah, exactly. Like the Patriot Act. Yeah, exactly. So do y'all think that it's a cool idea? Like I'm doing, like giving these away in every package. Like I said, just to adding more value to every package. I thought that was a pretty cool idea. Uh, Something I think people would appreciate, just having a little extra something in there. But I like these a lot too. And you know something else I've thought about with these that they're good for, other than just holding your keys. One, you can hang them on stuff. You can hang it on your belt. And two, if you grip it, use use your keys as a defensive weapon. Schmack. So a nice gift for patrons. Yeah, I thought so too. Even if he had the best intentions with it, as misguided as it is, whoever comes after probably won't and will use it for evil. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I will sell them on the side as well for um, people can buy them if they just want to go buy one of these. And I've sold these like at flea markets and stuff too. When I go to, I don't go to like I don't sell at a lot of events and flea markets because people at those things they don't want to spend money on actually, you know, like really time consuming handcrafted stuff. So I typically don't even bother going to those. Let me show you something. Actually, I want to show you a couple things. Um, Sleek and simple, yeah. You should see some of the you see some of my luxury stuff. It's very sleek and simple, but it's being made out of that shell Cordovan Italian leather. The stuff is beautiful, but I actually have it in a store right now, so I don't have any of it here. But I'm actually pulling my stuff out of that store, so I got to go get it. But um, get into some juried craft shows. Yeah, that'd be cool. Um, I put um, I put something in our county fair every year. I've actually won first place every single year for like the past 5 years, um, which is cool. I mean, there's no money in it, but people see the stuff, and sometimes people want to buy stuff when they see it. Uh, but I think I talked about this the last time I was, but I had a holster like this at a craft show. It was basket weave like this and everything, which is time consuming, you know, because if you don't know, like every single one of these little spots on a basket weave is punched individually, stamped individually by hand, and it was a holster similar to this, and it was like $120, and the guy could give me a $20 bill for it, and that's the experience I've had at pretty much every craft show with somebody trying to like be ridiculous. You know, it's like $20. I'll give you $20 for it. I bet you will. I bet you will. I spent like all day making that holster, but you're gonna give me $20 for it. No. Sorry for putting a review of the belt on the YouTube comment. Buckle was very light duty. This, hey, if that's true, it was true. Like I said, if you email me, I'll fix it. I don't know what belt I used. Honestly, I don't remember. Um, I remember what was going on at the time, so it's very possible that I had some different buckles that I normally use, because the ones I have right here, I don't know if you're talking about these, but um, these are not light duty. These are solid. These are one solid piece buckles. I know. I remember you'd said that the one you got was hollow. I don't know. This one, I usually use these. I don't know if I was using something different, but these right here, are not hollow. They're not light duty. I don't know. But like I said, message me and I'll fix it. Whatever it is, I'll fix it. Uh, that's why the jewelry craft shows are important. They don't just let anybody in, and customers don't mind spending on quality. They expect it. Yeah, yeah, that's what I need to go to. I don't know where anything like that is around here. I'd have to find out. I have no clue. Mike, I don't know. I'm still not sure what you're talking about, but wait, was it one of these little small ones? I might have accidentally. I don't know, but did I use one of these little ones on your belt? Either way, like I said, I apologize for whatever the issue was. Like I said, if you want to, I can replace it or whatever you want to do. However you want me to fix it. Um, I got these in from Weaver Leather yesterday to use for, or today actually, they came in the mail. I got these to use for some of the wider gun belts, but these are really heavy buckles. Um, these are really shiny brass too, but these are 2-inch wide for the heavy gun belts. But these are for the regular belts, which I have one right here, which this one doesn't have a keeper on it, but I'm using this one to do that, to do a video demonstration, uh, like I did with y'all, about the difference in full grain and genuine leather. So tomorrow I'm recording another video cutting that belt apart again, and then I'm going to cut this one apart and show people the difference. One thing I'll say too, I don't know if I said it last live stream, but one thing people get confused is they might say, like, this is just a regular pants belt. This is not a gun belt, so it's a bit more giving. But this leather isn't super thick. Like, this leather is thicker than this belt leather is. If you can see, I don't know if you can tell or not, but it's just a little bit thinner. But a lot of times people think that just because a leather is thicker means it's better quality. And that's not true. It's really about the way it's tanned. It's really about the tannage and how tight the grain is and all that kind of stuff. So you could get a belt that's twice as thick as this. This is like 7-ounce leather. Uh, and this leather is pretty good quality. This is thick, or not thick, but this is a really tight grain. This stuff was tanned very well. So even though this is thinner than some handmade belts you might get, it's better quality leather. So the thickness the thickness doesn't necessarily dictate the quality, and a lot of people think that it does. It's like, oh well, you know, I could make something out of some crappy leather, and it be like as thick as two of these. This, all this put together, and people would think people would think, oh, well, that's some really good. That's the best quality leather I ever seen, just because it was super thick. But it could be some total garbage leather that'll actually end up pilling and falling apart because it wasn't tanned very well. Um, so that's the thing, like I got a belt going out tomorrow out of this leather. I just packaged it up, and this stuff isn't the thickest, but it's also not the thinnest, but it is tanned very nicely. And I get a lot of leather from Wickett and Craig, which is the oldest vegetable tannery still operating in the United States, and they make some of the highest quality leather you can find. Uh, some of it's very supple. It is giving like this leather is that stuff, and it'll fold a little bit. It'll give some, but this leather will last quite some time because it's tanned really well. Uh, yeah. It's odd. I don't know what was going on when I made your holster. Uh, yeah, I don't know what was going on at that time. I don't know if that was maybe when I was in and out of the hospital and stuff like that. And I don't know. My mind must not have been right, or I was, I don't know what happened. But like I said, I'll fix it. And I usually never send anything out without my maker's mark on it. So I don't know what was going on at that time. Uh, but yeah, just uh, just send me the just send it back and everything will be fixed. It'll be good. But another cool thing is these lay flat holsters. These are pretty handy. I have these listed on the website. I sent one of these to Jay, the Modern Minuteman, and he said he uses this like all the time now because it's such a simple holster and it's very concealable. You just run your belt through that, and the gun fits in between your belt and that piece of leather. It's really handy because then when you take it off, you're going to a courthouse or whatever, you can literally just pop it out and lay it flat against your belt, and nobody even knows you even have a holster on. You can't. It just lays flat against your body because it's just a flat piece of leather. These lay flat holsters are really cool and really. If I want to carry really concealed, um, I usually wear one of these. And for uh, one guy custom requested a wallet like this, which is really cool. This is Safiano Leather. Prada created this leather, and I use it in my luxury brand. But this is a really cool wallet design that he sent me. I don't know where he got it from, but I don't remember where he saw it. But I liked it, and I altered the design and made something similar, but my own design. But it's a no stitch wallet. It's just got a rivet here. This one actually have a shotgun shell rivet holding it together, but I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't use one of those for Jazz Marie for my luxury brand, but it's all just one piece, and you just fold it in on itself. It gets riveted together in the back, and it has this little slot where you just fold the flap over. So you put your cards down in there, and then you just fold the flap over and tuck it back in itself. But these were super cool little wallet ideas. And this Safiano leather is really neat. It's got this little like cross stitch pattern on it, and it makes it really scratch resistant. So check this out. You can scratch on this leather, and you don't see any marks on it because of that pattern that is set into the leather, that's embossed into the leather, and then it's coated in a like a wax. You could even say it. That's super cool. But all Prada's leather, all their wallets. I had a Prada wallet, but and it was it's made out of all the stuff is made out of this Safiano leather. They actually had it patented and everything, but then they released it, and so now people are reproducing it, and some of the tanneries are making it because they don't have like a copyright or anything on it anymore. So it's cool. I ordered this from Italy as well, but I have like this, and then I have it in black, and then I have a dark brown. I even have a white leather in this. If you don't know, white leather is actually pretty hard to find, um, but I have this in white as well. But yeah, so been fun. Been doing a lot of wet leather work recently. I'd actually kind of put it on hold for a while because I was so busy with modern frontiersman. But then I was like, I gotta get back to the leather work because that is that the leather work is where most of it started. Like for me doing YouTube and producing content at all was it all started with the leather work. So and uh, that's what I'm trying to keep my main source of income as. For a while, there wasn't very many orders coming in, and it just kind of dropped off. I think people just didn't hadn't had, which is good. I want to be super like making this stuff, and like today, today I sent when I delivered the holster to the guy. He was so he was so thrilled to get it, and that always makes me super happy. Is when people when people when people look at something, I see the smile on their face, and they're feeling it, and they're smelling it, and then they tell all their friends about it, and then people start coming like, "Hey, I saw so and so's holster. He told me that you made it," and that's always really cool. Uh, I'm always glad to see people, getting stuff that they'll really put a lot of use to, and that they will they will enjoy. But I think I'm gonna call it a night. Thanks for everybody for stopping by, and as a matter of fact, I'll probably a lot of times now when I'm working on something, I'll go live and we'll just let the camera roll, and y'all can watch me make stuff. So stay self reliant.